Hey folks, Jeff Smythe here with thinkyouthministry.ca and .com. Just wanted to touch base with you today briefly about leadership. And one of the things that comes up in regards to leadership all the time is those people that are following the leaders, not only with what they are following, who they are following, why they are following. So we're going to kind of focus on not only being a follower, but being a follower leader. So in a way, we're looking at the paradox of leadership in followership. Barbara Kellerman, a Harvard professor, recently wrote a book called Followership. She highlighted the distinctives of the various groups of people that follow, why they follow, and what they buy into, why they buy into things, and whether they would actually put the organization or even the leader first or second, depending on their beliefs and values. Great book if you want to pick it up. But one of the things that we've been looking at in the past number of years, especially here in the Western world, has been the whole issue around just leadership development. And one of the things that comes out of that, for me anyways, is that if we are continually developing leaders, if everyone needs to be on this leadership track, who is going to end up following? Is everyone destined to be a leader? Is every single person in your youth ministry, every student, destined to be on your student leadership team? Or are some not designed that way? Are some different? But there has been such a big push recently, especially within youth ministries across our great land, of going and pushing for leadership and student leaders and looking at that. One of the things that we always think about when we look at leaders is not only, who's leading the leaders, but then who are those leaders leading? So one of the things that we do a lot of times is we think two-dimensionally, is we look at things like this, and we look at them as far as who's mentoring me. If I'm in the center here, who's mentoring me up above? Who is my coach? Who is my spiritual director, if you will? Who is that person that I look to for that kind of guidance and wisdom and discernment and that voice speaking in my life? If we look side to side, we see peer mentors, people that are doing similar things in life and in ministry that we are doing. They may not be in our organization, they may not be in our church, they may not be in our youth group, they may not be in our non-for-church organization, but they are someone who we respect. They are a peer. We love them. We care for them. They can speak into our lives. We can speak into theirs, and it's very much a level playing field. So who are those peer mentors? The other one then is, who am I mentoring? Who is my mentee down below that I am pouring into, just like my spiritual director or my coach or my mentor is pouring into my life? Who am I pouring into? And a lot of times we look at things in two dimensions this way. However, President Theodore Roosevelt said it very succinctly, where he said, leadership is action, it's not position. And so if that's true, then one of the things that we're going to do over the next number of posts is we're really going to look at, instead of a two-dimensional picture of leadership, we're actually going to try and look at a three-dimensional, maybe even a little bit differently style of leadership. And so a lot of times what I want to do is start to look at leadership something like this. I want to allow ourselves to come to the place where it's not just across, it's not just up and down, it's not just two dimensions, but it's actually more or less a constellation of mentoring that we have in our life. A constellation of leaders and followers that we have in our lives, where just as sometimes when we look up into the night sky and we see a star that is closer than another one, but they're both somewhat in the same direction, or one might be closer to the horizon and one might be straight up, and yet they're still part of that same solar system. So I want to start looking at things in regards to a constellation of leadership and followership. Hope you have a great day, and we will see you in our future posts.